Hey everyone, it is Ujo here, and today I am starting with a series called Feeling Stuck, and I'll be focusing on why your problems are getting worse. So, if you have ever had that feeling that everything seems to be going wrong, like everything, nothing seems to just work in your favor, and it just doesn't stop. Like you just can't catch a break. If you've ever felt that way, if you are currently feeling that experience, if you feel like everything just keeps piling up on you, then be sure to stay tuned because I will be sharing 3 reasons why your problems are getting worse. And I'll talk about some things you can start to do and some solutions around that. One of the reasons why I wanted to focus on this topic is because it's something I've personally experienced. It's something that a lot of the clients that I work with have experienced. So I feel like it's just a very realistic topic. With some of the things that I've talked about in the past, I really like to look at what the main pain point is. And sometimes it's hard to get to where you want to be if you're consumed with the thing that's keeping you stuck. And I want to help more people get unstuck. At least have an awareness around why things are happening in the first place. I think that is such a really important place to start. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, let's first dive into getting clarity on what that even looks like for you, right? When it comes to your overall idea of a problem, how do you even define that? How do you define what a problem is? And when it comes to how to move beyond that problem, what is your process around that? So those are just questions that I want you to start thinking about. Now, when it comes to the first reason that your problem is getting, that one of the first reasons why your problems keep getting worse is because you are not looking at what you can control. So one of the main things with problems is this problem something that is within your control or not within your control? That's the first thing that I want you to think about. If it's not within your control, then the thing that you're considering to be a problem is not where the focus should be. So your focus should be on what is the solution? What is within your control? So problem number 1, your problems are getting worse because you are focusing on something that is outside of your control and you're taking that thing on as a problem. And if you do that, and I've done this, by the way, I've been this person to be so consumed by problems that are outside of my control that I become so consumed with it and everything keeps getting worse. And I'm trying to fix things that have nothing to do with me. I'm trying to fix things that really it's like it's almost impossible. So I want you to start looking at the things that you actually can control. What are the questions that you should ask yourself? Is this within my control? Is there something I can actually do about this? That's where I want you to start. Now, it's easy to get caught up in like, well, there's so many different types of problems in the world. You have problems that are systemic problems, right? That are so much bigger than your own individual problems. But then you have to look at the things that stem directly from you. So just tune all of your energy into that, into problems that are specifically yours and that you can be responsible for and that you can find a solution for. Now, sometimes your problems, when it comes to outside of your control, sometimes there are people that you are associated with that you're associated with and you are constantly dealing with these people and you're trying to control these people. And you got to let them go and focus on how you are what your role is within that dynamic, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's friendship, whether it's romantic, whatever that is. So those are all examples of how you can have problems that are outside of your control, but you want to look at the things that you can actually do, the things that are within your realm of control, and the things that are things that you can find solutions for. And sometimes that solution is you letting it go, you walking away, you saying no, or creating a boundary. You getting to a point where you have to change your habits, your circle of friends, the people around you, that you actually have to change that, because that is within your control versus trying to force something that isn't working. All right, so that is the first one. And let me know in the comments if that first one is resonating with you. Actually, I posted a little thing here. There you go. Reason number one, and I'll be sure to recap this at the end. You're holding on to or focusing on something or someone that you can't control. So I share the solution around that. And now we're going to go into the second reason. All right. The second thing is that there's a lesson that you're supposed to be receiving, and you're just either missing it or you are completely ignoring it. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. You are either missing whatever the lesson is from this problem, or you're missing it, or you're completely ignoring it. Like, you're aware that, oh, okay, this situation has happened before, and you're aware of the lesson, but you're just ignoring it, and you're not doing something about it. So basically, you're not listening, or you're missing it. You're so caught up in whatever's happening that you're not taking a moment to step outside of it and look at what this all really means. Like, if things are getting really bad in your life, if things are not working out in your life, what is the lesson in it? What does it mean? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for the actions that you've been taking? What needs to change? These are some of the questions you should start asking yourself. Now, this particular reason that I'm sharing can be challenging for a lot of people, because it's like, oh, well, I understand what's happening, but I don't know how to fix it. Or there's some type of fear associated with the change that you have to make in order to receive that lesson. Because a life lesson is not just about the awareness around it, it's also about the action, the follow through from that lesson, right? So what are the next steps? If you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. But then, of course, the situation and that problem is going to keep getting worse, because you keep doing the same thing over and over again. You keep allowing the same thing, and all that's going to happen. Let me tell you how the universe responds. Okay, the universe responds to you missing or ignoring a lesson that you're supposed to receive. It responds by escalating the experience, escalating the situation. So think about that. You do things one time and it's like, okay, that didn't go as planned, but let's just do it again. And you're doing the same way, or the situation is similar. You do it again and it's getting worse. And you're just like, oh, well, no, that didn't, no, let's just do it again. It's like, okay, no, you do it again, and it's getting worse. It becomes like complete chaos. Think back, just do a rewind in your life. Scan your life and think about times where situations just keep escalating. It's kind of the similar situation. It could be a relationship, it could be a job experience, it could be just things that you're dealing with in your home. And it's like, why does this situation keep happening? And every time it just keeps getting worse. Every single time. Like, it's because you're not taking a moment to step back and look at what what is the common factor in all of this? Most times the common factor is you, just so you know. The common factor is you, and you have to look at, well, what am I allowing to continue? And that goes back to boundaries. Or what am I not saying no to? What am I always saying yes to? Like, what needs to stop? Or what do I need to start doing? You have to start looking at how things progress and why it keeps progressing when it comes to the problem getting worse. Oftentimes, the problem keeps progressing and getting worse because you are not receiving that lesson. You're missing it for some reason or ignoring it. Sometimes you get the message, and oftentimes your spirit, your intuition will drop that lesson on you. Somebody will tell you, oh, this is exactly what the problem is and this is why, but you're not trying to hear it. You're not trying to hear it. You don't want to hear what nobody got to say. You don't want to deal with it yet. You'd rather just stay in that avoidance versus doing something about it. And let me post that. Hold on, let me go and post that reason just so you have it Okay. Am I back? Can y'all see me now? Can you see me? Can you hear me?